What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another update. Here we go. Another big one coming up here. Another Kentucky Derby update. Shakes for a ton of horses once again. So like I always say with the first part of it, stick with me because we got a lot of shakes to go down, a lot of claims to process today. And then at the end, or not the end, but after we're done with the shakes, we will go over all the new horses that have been claimed, all the contenders and everything going on with that. I'll put up the Wheel of Death now. There it is. And Pedlo's still feeling it from that win for the United States. All right, 9-way shake for Reagan's Honor. Here we go. Reagan's Honor, a 9-way shake. This horse was able to win an allowance at Fairgrounds over older horses going to the Bluegrass next. 9-way shake. All right, here we go. Maybe. There it is. Computer working a little slow. Or at least this knockoff Wheel of Death that we have. Is it going to be Paul or is it going to be the Double D's? Who's it going to be? Oh, my goodness. The Double D's. The Double D's. We're starting it off right with a little Double D action early in the morning here. So the Double D's have got them in a 9-way shake. Double D's, they just get me flustered, folks. In a 9-way shake, Reagan's Honor are going to go to the Double D's, and they are going to drop. Let's see. Who are they going to drop? White Tiger. Wow. The Double D's get Reagan's Honor, and they're going to drop White Tiger. Man. It felt like, Miranda's team wins by half an inch. Fitting. Okay, that broke me. All right, back to it, guys. Okay, so the Double Deals. Double D's. Woo! Okay. The Double D's did have 2 entries. That's true. Don't worry about it. That's because they're the Double D's. All right. Let's get back to it here. Let's get to the next shake. I'm going to have to restart the show. All right. Let's get to the next shake. Next shake coming up here. We will see what happens after this. We got a 9-way shake there. All right. 5-way shake coming up here. Let's get to it. So they are done. Double D's just had 1 claim today. They are out of it. Let's see how big of a shake. Balboa is what we're going to do next. Let's see what happens here with Balboa. Let's see what we can do with Balboa. How many teams are going to be in for this? Let me see. Let me get it right here. All right, Balboa, Jared and Kevin, you guys are in for this one. All right, Jared and Kevin in for Balboa. This is like a 5-way shake for Balboa today. Vinny's going to be in on this one. He's going to go for Balboa. Winnie, he hopes he's winning. So Balboa going, and Balboa was owned in the league. That's what's kind of interesting. Kelby and Evil Steve going to go in for Balboa. Let's see. Kelby and Evil going to go in for Balboa. You got Vinny. Let's see who else is going in for Balboa. I'm sorry, Kelby and Evil are not. That was Shoddy and Davey. They're going in for this one. Shoddy and Davey. They're gonna get a different horse here, I believe. Right to Party. That's who we're gonna shake for after this. Paul's going in for him. He said, "Hey, I'll take him back." Paul actually claimed this or drafted this horse. And he's going to claim him back, or try to claim him back, we should say. Let's see. John and Ryan are not. Pedlo, Manlow are not. Okay. Let me make sure I've got everybody right. Magic, you almost ruined the show. I almost had to stop the show. All right. All right. So we've got Jared and Kevin. Magic has broken me. I'm gonna get him back for that. Somehow, some way, he's gonna be on the air at some point, and I am going to get you back for that one. Let's see. Double D's, they're not in on this one. And Dan. Okay, so four-way shake coming up now. Jared and Kevin, Vinny, Shotty and Davey, and Paul. Here we go. Paul, could Paul do it? Is he going to stop on Paul this time? It is. Paul's going to get it. All right. So Paul in a four-way shake is going to get Balboa back. That's only fitting. Paul dropped Balboa, and now he's going to get him back. So in a four-way shake, we're going to go with Paul claimed Balboa, and he's going to drop. He's got a lot to drop here. He's going to drop Arcadia Cafe. By the way, if you missed Arcadia Cafe, you're not alone. You had to go to some like YouTube link. So this was a Kentucky Derby prep race in Japan that was not on Twinspires. You had to go to this rogue like YouTube link to watch him. He rounded the corner, looked like he was going to win, and he faded terribly bad. I think Paul and I were probably the only people in the world watching that. It was absolutely crazy to see that. So anyway, funny, just I don't know. That was just really funny to me that happened. All right, let's process some of this here. Let's see, Vinny, he's out of that one. We'll have more shakes. Just hang around here. Shotty Davey, sorry, you guys did not win that one. Let's go with Paul. He got that one. He wants one more though. We're gonna have to shake for it, Paul. Hate to tell you that. Let's see, John and Ryan, and okay. All right, let's see who we're gonna go to next. Okay, let's do this. Let's process a couple of claims where there's not going to be shakes. Let's do that. So I am going to claim the Puma. I'm going to do it again here, trying to get ahead of the game. I'm going to claim the Puma, who's running next weekend in the Tampa Bay Derby, and I'm going to drop Desert Gate. So that one will go to me. I don't know why you guys aren't doing this. You got to be a week ahead and you don't have to shake. So the Puma going to me here. So I will take him. I still want to try for one more, though. Let's see. Crown the Buckeye has first priority for the Magic Mike show. There are a couple of other people that want him, but he's not first priority. So I believe we can. Nope, you're not. You're going to have to shake for him, actually. Vinny, I think, wants him. Jared and Kevin, actually. Okay, so no, can't do that one. Let's see. Hammond is a horse. You're going to have to probably shake for Hammond. Sorry. Yeah, you are. A couple people want him now. All right. Yeah. So there's no other ones that we can process at this time. So let's go. Let's go to Hidden Force. Let's go to Hidden Force next. He's a horse that is running overseas in a race worth 10 points. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to want him. So it's going to be me. And by the way, it's not my computer. It's it's this website where the I don't really think they want you using this very, very kindly here. So all right, let's see. Jared and Kevin. No, you guys have got him way too low. So no Hidden Force on you in the shake there. We've got Kelby and Evil. They're going to try for him. And this is a 10-pointer that's a 4-horse field, so another really rousing Kentucky Derby prep race overseas. This 4-horse field, it's crazy. And it's going to happen on Wednesday. So this is going to happen tomorrow, so you can try to get points tomorrow. Kelby and Evil going to take a shot with him. Let's see. No Shotty Davey. Paul's going to try for him. So we're going to have a Paul, and then we're going to have, let's see, we're going to have Pedlo and Manlow. They're also going to be in on this one. Pedlo and Manlow. All right. Here we go. 4-way shake. Hidden Force, like I said, going to run overseas. Oh no, no, I didn't really want him. All right, yeah, I'm going to take Hidden Force. So there's that in a 4-way shake here. I'm going to go for Hidden Force, and I'm gonna drop 6-speed. So 6-speed. So, whoops, didn't mean to spin that again. Hidden Force going to me. Yeah, I thought I would just take a shot with them. It is a horse that I do think is going to get 10 free points. So and it came up to me again. How about that? I'm going to claim Hidden Force, and I'm going to drop 6-speed. Now, 6-speed is a horse that did win over in Dubai for me, but I don't know. I don't think he's much, honestly. So I am going to drop him here. All right. Hidden Force. That's a horse that there you go. There I am with that one. So we'll see how that goes. All right, more to come here. I believe we're going to shake for Right to Party next. Right to Party coming up next. As I kind of look through this to make sure, yeah, Right to Party is going to be next. So another horse running this weekend. So everybody going for the horses running this weekend. Let's see, Right to Party. Paul's out. Okay, there's going to be a big shake on Right to Party, actually. Okay, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one. That's what she said, right? No. Okay. All right, Right to Party. We're not going to do that. All right, Magic Mike Show going to be in on them. And let's see, Right to Party. Going to be Vinny is going to be in on this one. Kelby and Evil Stevel. Right to Party. Paul's going to be on Right to Party. I never thought we'd have shakes for this many horses that aren't any good, but we do. And Pedalo Manos. All right. All right, here we go. 5-way. I got a block Magic. You know what? I don't think this team has won a shake all year. So Kelby and Evil Stevel are going to get Right to Party. Kelby and Evil Stevel get Right to Party. All right. So that was a 5-way shake. And congratulations to them. Claimed Right to Party and dropped. So they're going to, let's see who Kelby and Evil Stevel are going to drop here. They're going, let's see, they're going to drop Kilo Tango, a horse I don't think he's finished yet from the from the last race. So last race he was in. All right, so 2 let's left here. Party, another one off the list here. Vinny, he lost that one. So boy, Vinny can't get rid of anybody off of his team right now. Congratulations, Evil Stevel and Kelby. You guys got that one. Shoddy Davy, you guys are going to be up next. That's it for Paul. So tough luck there for him. Okay, we can process a few claims now. So let's do that. The John and Ryan team, another team getting an old horse of theirs back. They're going to claim Secured Freedom. And they're going to drop Full Effort. Somebody was asking about Full Effort. Who has him? I don't know about this drop. I think I would keep him. So anyway, but yeah, they're gonna claim Secured Freedom, and they're gonna drop Full Effort. Pedlo Manlo, you guys are gonna go up against me in that race tomorrow because you guys are claiming Utmost Good Faith. So Pedlo and Manlo, congratulations. You and I will be battling it out at a 4-horse field tomorrow that nobody will have literally no impact on the Kentucky Derby, but we're going to battle it out for 10 points because you guys are going to get Utmost Good Faith. I believe that's the name of that. Yeah, Utmost Good Faith. And you're going to drop Stop the Car. Stop the Car. I'll bring the beer. Yeah, let's all get together tomorrow, even though we live, way far apart. Mark, let's get together tomorrow at a central location and watch this race. How about? Oh man. All right, let's keep going. So utmost good faith. Again, we're gonna go over all these horses. Don't worry. Once we get them all done. All right, let's keep going here. Let's see. Let's go crown the Buckeye. How about crown the Buckeye? Let's go crown the Buckeye next. Magic Mike show. They're in on crown the Buckeye. Let's see. We've got let's see. Crown the Buckeye. Vinny's going to be in on crown the Buckeye. Let's see. Vinny's going to be in on him. I think that's it. I think it's just Vinny and Magic Mike that want this horse. Let me double check. Let me make sure. Let's see. Jared and Kevin, but you guys are going to get a different one. So his priority list is too low. All right. Vinny and Magic Mike. Here we go. Paul says they're going to regret that drop of full effort. I kind of think he's a board hitting type. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Congratulations, Magic Mike. You guys got crowned the Buckeye back. That is such a cool thing for you guys. All right, in a two-way shake. In a two-way shake, crown the Buckeye going to run this weekend. And man is going to get crown the Buckeye. And they're going to drop what crappy one? A Steel Imperium, another horse that hasn't finished yet from the Battaglia. All right, so crown the Buckeye going to the Magic Mike show. Vinny put in tried to get three different horses. He tried to get three claims today. He got zero. So tough luck for Vinny there. Okay, we will now be able to process another claim. I believe, yes, exhibition only is going to Steve and Kelby, and they're going to drop Sharon's Beach. So they're going to get two horses there. So exhibition only going, Sharon's Beach leaving. All right, we still got more to go. Believe it or not. We're gonna do Hammond next. A three-way shake for him. Magic Mike show will be one. Jared and Kevin, who have had some terrible luck, they'll be second. And then Shoddy and Davey, who have had some terrible luck here with the claims, they'll be third. All right. Here we go. Three-way shake for Hammond. Wow. Jared and Kevin, Shoddy and Davey. Yeah, not good for them here. The Magic Mike show going to get them. Three-way shake. They're going to get Hammond, and they're going to drop Aces Honor. Another horse that I don't think is finished yet. Three-way shake for the Magic Mike show getting Hammond. So congratulations to them. Now, there is good news for Shoddy Davey and for Jared and Kevin. They are going to get a horse today because there's not going to be any more shakes. So Hammond goes to Magic Mike. And Aces Honor away. Now, there is good news for you out there that are losing these shakes. They're sort of good news. I've kind of got some bad news for you as well. All right, so Magic Mike show gets Hammond. They drop Aces Honor. Jared and Kevin are going to get Talkin'. So Talkin' going to go to them. They're going to drop Atfield. Shoddy and Davey, they're going to get Creolo Chrome. And they're going to drop Thunderously, and they're also going to get Rocky's Balboa, not Balboa, but Rocky's Balboa, and they're going to drop Small Town. So there you have it. All right. Let's get to the comments here before we go on to the horses that have been claimed. By the way, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 to 13 claims here. Crazy. 13 claims. Full effort gets dropped off a hard closing horse that lost by a nose and trained by Cox. I would imagine that horse will be reclaimed. I would imagine so. I certainly think that is one that will be reclaimed. And maybe for the Jeff Ruby, I don't know, maybe go Jeff Ruby, or maybe they go somewhere else with that one. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to some of these claims here, and I'm going to put up on the screen. There we go. All right, let's get to Reagan's Honor. Let's kick it off with Reagan's Honor. I'll zoom in on this just a little bit for you guys here so we could see together. Reagan's Honor. If you missed the race, go watch it. It was an allowance race at Fairgrounds. Older horses in that race, and he just dusted the field. He's now 2 for 2. Right after the race, they said they're going to the Bluegrass with this horse. I was very I don't know what I guess I just felt very old when I saw the sire of this horse. Honor AP, the sire of the horse. It just feels like he was running yesterday, and Honor AP now sires this one. Honor AP out of Medaglia d'Oro mare. I mean, this breeding is impeccable in my opinion. I think this horse will run all day long. Got a lot of early speed as well. I like that. So going to the Bluegrass, Cherie DeVaux, Jose Ortiz rode this one. I imagine he's going to ride in the Bluegrass. I just think this horse is very, very fascinating. And this is the one, right? This is the one that I really wanted today. It's the one a lot of people really wanted today. It will be very interesting to see how this horse goes. I also kind of was like, man, this is fascinating to me that Cherie DeVaux has these horses early that we were talking about. And the problem, now Mesquite's off the trail now, but the problem with Golden Tempo, it just, he gets way too far back. He's just so far back. This horse has a lot of early speed. And so it's like, wow, this is kind of what fits, what wins a lot of dirt races. So I'm just really fascinated by Reagan's Honor. We'll see what happens with this one. Everybody's really excited for this horse as well. Christopher thinks he fits really nice in the Bluegrass. Biggest heartbreak Curtis Mantle has ever had. Honor AP in the Kentucky Derby. I don't think you're alone. A lot of people thought that horse was going to roll. He just didn't do it that day. Didn't run very well. It seems like, didn't he have a bad trip maybe or something? I can't remember. That was the COVID Kentucky Derby. That was actually in September. And what was interesting, Authentic won that race, and Honor AP had beaten Authentic in the Santa Anita Derby. So, just one of those things. But Authentic kind of was running, how would I describe it? He was kind of on a different planet there for a few races. Once the big ones came around over that fall. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, very wide trip. That's right. Yeah, I knew it was something. I knew he was kind of out there, all day long, out there on the outside. So, all right, let's keep going here with some other horses we're going to talk about. Balboa. Let's go over him real quick. I think he's got a shot this weekend in the Gotham. I get why he was dropped out of the league, though. He's just average, I think. He was entered last week in a race at Laurel. I thought I fit really well. Thought he would roll there. And, I knew, though, when they didn't name a jockey, he probably wasn't going to run. So I don't know what he is. Let's see what it is. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what Balboa can do. Can he hit the board here? And if he does that mean he's in the Derby? And if he's in the Derby, I don't know, it's worth taking a shot with him, I guess, as far as this league goes. So, yeah, I think Balboa, a horse that, he fits this weekend for sure. Yeah, this one's a little bit interesting. He doesn't really have an Equibase page. It is Hidden Force. He's going to run in a points race. This is not relevant towards the Kentucky Derby, but got to mention him. There's a big shake. Hopefully he wins and gets 10 points for myself. But, again, I don't think he's really relevant. I will mention, it's a 4-horse field going on tomorrow for this race overseas. Like I said, it's not going to make a big difference, I think, one way or another. But Pedlo and Mantle are also going to have utmost good faith. I'll drop him. He's in the race. It's one of those two that are going to win. I think one's 4-5 and one's 3-1. So, I mean, one of them will win. Who knows? We'll see what happens there on that one. But that's not going to be a big thing one way or another. Let's keep going on some of these other ones. Crown the Buckeye, a horse that's going to come from Fairground or was at Fairgrounds, and he's going to run, up at the Gotham. He's going to cut back and get a little bit easier of a field. So we'll see what happens with him in that spot. It'll be very interesting to see how he runs. he's a horse that sometimes they leave fairgrounds, they run a little bit better. I think it's just an easier field. So, good on him to kind of get that easier field. We'll see what happens with him. Right to Party, another horse, going to give it a shot here. Another one, you kind of look at his results. We'll go down to him for a second. He did kind of wake up last time out, but that was, not that tough of a race. So we'll see if he can kind of get back. And I think you get to this point in the league where you're kind of taking stabs at some things, and it maybe, you're just trying to take a shot, hope you get lucky with one. And that's kind of what they're probably doing with a lot of these horses that we're talking about. I was surprised after I claimed a week early last week that somebody didn't try this week. The Puma is not running this week, but he is running next week in the Tampa Bay Derby. That is such a wide open race. It could go a ton of different ways. There's a ton of unproven horses. There's a few horses that are proven that are going to run in it. So I thought he was worth a shot to try to claim this week. I also think he's still a maiden and they're wheeling him back again at Tampa. That tells me he's going to run in another prep too. So I'm just pretty curious to see what he does. So he's one I wanted to mention as well before we got out of here. All right, let's get to some of the comments here. There were other horses claimed. We don't need to go over all of them. I'll mention them though. Once again, Creolo Chrome and Rocky's Balboa, probably also Rans that got claimed today. But trying to get points. I understand how that goes. Talking, a horse that was like one of their low priority horses. So they got him. Talking going to go to the Jared and Kevin team. We'll see what happens with them. Hammond, another horse, kind of just trying to take a shot, right? With a horse like that, exhibition only, this is the same kind of way. Secured Freedom. Let's look at Secured Freedom. Actually, that's one I want to mention before we get out of here. Secured Freedom was a horse John and Ryan claimed, and then they dropped him after he was third in the Robert B. Lewis. I would imagine this is a horse that's probably going to run in the San Felipe. I think will take a couple shots. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good horse to get back. So, yeah. All right. So let's get to the comments here. Puma needs a better jockey. So he is going to have his regular jockey this time around. Javier Castellano has committed to go to Tampa and ride. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Let's free a Frankel Charmatel Cross on the dirt. He should be favored in the English Irish. Yeah, he's not. There's no way he's running over here. I have no idea why that race they're running in is a Kentucky Derby prep race. There is no chance that horse is coming over here. Well, let me back up. He may come over here, but he's not going to run on the dirt. I would be completely shocked. Yeah, look. Naira can run 2-year-olds at a mile 16 on the turf in June, but can't run this race at 9 furlongs. I would imagine when Belmont opens, because as you know, Aqueduct's going to close, Belmont is going to open, and then Belmont will take over all the days, right? That aren't Saratoga. I would imagine the first priority is they're going to fix that situation. And they're going to be able to run their races for the Kentucky Derby preps in order of how they should distance wise. So yeah, that's kind of my thought on that. All right. The inauthentic Derby. We're not going to go there. Okay. That's my cue to leave. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching this week. Good luck to everybody coming up this week and all the preps. The Gotham, probably the weakest of the three. Not probably. I think it is. The Rebel. When I think of the Rebel and the Fountain of Youth, I think the Fountain of Youth is stronger, but I think the Rebel could end up being stronger. Like, I think it's 1A and 1B there. I'm more excited for the Fountain of Youth, I think, from a prospect perspective, but I think the Rebel's sneaky. So I think both of those, Rebel and the Fountain of Youth, going to be very, very fun. Let's see. Curtis Calloward from FanDuel TV. He joined us on the show today. He comes up and he says, Puma getting Javier back for the Tampa Bay Derby. He also threw a shoe last race, and that wasn't Edwin's fault. It was Edwin's fault, though, that he got him in all kinds of trouble. So I've already beat you to the punch. I said that already. So there you go. Let's see. One last thing just for kicks. Very first video Magic ever produced was the opening video that we do. Yeah, I leave it on. It reminds me of better days. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here now. I'll just leave this comment up on the screen here. Almost stop the show. All right, guys, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next week.